welcome back. And it's time for us to get into a conversation today about mental health. Of course, you know that this month of October, we're having so many different conversations about different things. But today, we're looking at the mental health conversation. World Mental Health Day is a very, very, very important conversation for us to have. And we can't overstate it. And we've been joined this morning by a gentleman who calls himself the mental catalyst. And we're going to find out what that's all about. There's a whole drive to literally, to raise awareness, advocacy, and raise some funds to help with the mental health situation in Ghana. And of course, we've also been joined by Dr. Nana Dansoa Nyama, who is a specialist psychiatrist with the Pantang Hospital and a member of the communications teams for the Mental Health Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Right. So let me just start with Dr. Dansoa. Where are we as far as mental health is concerned in Ghana? How are we doing?
Well, good morning to you again and to all viewers. The mental health space in Ghana has come a long way, definitely, from areas where we even didn't have a law to progressing all through to now. To be honest, though there are improvements, there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, the situation on the ground is not as what we want. It's very far from the ideal, and from different levels and different perspectives, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Now, Michael, have you always been interested in the mental health conversation?
Well, I didn't even know what mental health was for a very long time, until I did a reflection on, my past 50 years and looking at the next 20, if God has given us 70. That is what got me to thinking about what life is really about. That's when I discovered the potency of mental health, having good mental health. Yes.
So what's this awareness creation and advocacy drive that you're on?
So basically, it's to say that happiness and success in life is a choice. You have to start with that intentionality that, you know what, I want to be happy, I want to be successful. So once you have that at the back of your mind, the next thing is, how do you do that? And that's where your physical health, your mental health, you being in tune with your emotions and spirituality are core to helping you achieve, whatever goals you have.
But I've heard that you guys want to ride from Accra to Tamale. To do some kind of awareness creation and fundraising and all of that. But where I'm sitting, I think it's a crazy idea.
The crazy ones are the ones who make things happen in the world, right? And I remember when last year this time, I did Kilimanjaro, 7 nights, 6 nights. And it was the most beautiful experience. You come away from the mountain conquering yourself. You get to know things about yourself. So when I did that alone. And then to do that, you have to be mentally sound, physically fit, emotionally in the right place, spiritually, they pray, and all of that. So I took that experience and I said, no, now how can I take that experience and bring it to a group of people? So if I can succeed as an individual and I can succeed with a group of people, then it looks like we have a formula that works, and that is what birthed the challenge of riding from Accra to Tamale and back in 10 days. Because in there you have to have all your 4 elements in check.
Right. So when you say riding bicycles?
Yes, bicycles. Yes.
not motorbike.
No motorbike. Not that. It's bicycles and hardcore. Yes, like it's scary. Yeah, it's like scary.
Okay, all right. Wow, you just tested my own mental health. Bicycles?
Yes, bicycles.
Okay, all right, Doc. So what are some of the mental health challenges that we have?
Okay, so coming to the whole mental health field, I want to say that one of the paramount challenges the organization is facing, the aerospace is facing, is in terms of finances. There's woeful, inadequate financial support, and most of these things are driven by the resources, in terms of even our infrastructure for our various facilities. They are pushed beyond their limits, in terms of the infrastructure. And we know that to have sound mental health and to recuperate and to thrive, the environment is also very important. So those spaces need a lot of renovations and also expansions. Right now, the stigma around mental health is no joke. Even just talking about it to most people is a taboo topic. No one wants to even talk about it, because our understanding of mental health is not as optimum as it should be. Most people, when you talk about mental health, what do they think about?
About them.
Exactly. They're thinking about somebody who is neglected, very tattered in their clothing, unkempt, untidy on the streets. But then again, that is not what mental health encapsulates. It's how we think, how we feel, how we behave. It's all of us.
It's part of mental health.
Yes, we have a physical aspect of our being. We also have a mental component. So it's all of us, not a them and an us. And getting that understanding for people to even appreciate it, that is one main challenge. Fortunately, awareness is going up, so with such drives, we're excited to hear about these things, trying to push the word out. Then again comes the challenge of human resource.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I've heard about that.
It's a big dilemma. For ages, for decades, we had just like 2 psychiatrists in the entire country. Psychologists were not in numbers. Well, because of the stigma,
it's the same thing. Yeah, I guess
so nobody wants to work where mad people are.
You want to study.
No, because the whole
perception
perception is, why would you want to do it? And I've been asked that question a number of times. And my senior colleague, one of them, who is currently head of department in Confana, she would say that the first time she decided she was going to specialize in psychiatry, her family said no. You know, because why would you want to go to medical school all these years and then decide in this option? But the narrative is changing now. Fortunately, by just last month, our numbers of psychiatrists in Ghana increased a little over 70.
Oh, good.
So that is great, right? But then comes another challenge, the disproportionate
funding.
Yes, and even in terms of access. So most of us will be in the south, not in the districts. And it's a general problem with healthcare in Ghana as well, specialists amongst others. But at least we've made some headway. And not just with psychiatrists, with our psychologists as well, we've seen numbers increasing. And the aim to decentralize care, so people don't have to come to the psychiatric hospitals, but can get access to care within communities, closer to them in general hospital settings. So all of these strides are being made, but there's a lot that needs to be done.
What's the basic difference between a psychiatrist and psychologist? Could you just make mention of that?
Okay, so just to break it really down. Psychiatry, to become a psychiatrist, you'd first have to go to medical school and graduate as a medical doctor. And then there are different fields of specialties. So there are some who decide to be a cardiologist, look at the heart, someone wants to be with the bone. Exactly. And so psychiatry psychiatrists specialize in psychiatry. That's a field of mental health. But then with psychology, you don't necessarily have to go to medical school. So, but then you need formal training. So we'd have a degree course that we would do in university, and then with an internship, skilled and trained in that arena. And they're very complementary. We work together because we have very key roles to play. And there are a lot of other cadres within the space of mental health. We have occupational therapy, speech therapists. So there are a lot of other people.
It's a wide space.
Multidisciplinary space, space. And these are all key. And the aim is to raise enough cadres in these spaces. And our nursing teams, I can't leave here without talking about our nursing teams as well. And now we have physician assistants, psychiatry assistants, psychologist assistants, all coming into the space to help boost the numbers in the space. So that effort is being done, but then as I keep saying, considering the prescriber or doctor-patient ratio, we are nowhere near
where we should
that
be.
gap.
Michael, the fundraising effort, how much are you looking to raise, hopefully? And when is the ride coming on? When is it happening? What does the team consist of? Can people join the team? All of those things.
So it's going to start from the 1st of November through the 11th of November.
Okay.
We've been training for 4 months. So,
okay.
Yes.
Oh, you started training already? So we can't
every 4 a.m. we wake up, we go to Legon campus, and then at 5 we start and we finish at 6, and then those who want to go and swim after that. So it's like an intensive, period that we have to invest into training, which we have done. In terms of what we are doing is we're trying to be very innovative and novel in terms of what you're doing. Because traditionally it's always about the technical workshops and the technical speaking and all that. But as we are riding, we are going to be frustrated, we are going to be depressed, we are going to feel blue and all of that. All of those are episodes of mental health issues. So we'll be talking about it. You understand? So we're trying to use that everyday language for you to realize that, look, if
it's
somebody
something that
falls
happens
down,
to everybody.
It happens to everybody. Just that there are degrees
Yes.
of it, right?
Yes.
So that is our approach.
Okay.
Now, in terms of funding, yes, we're trying to raise money for it because it's humongous. It's a very difficult challenge, right? So we have about 7 people. We have 2 coaches, which are professional cyclists.
Okay.
Now we have 5 everyday people. We have myself, who is a mental catalyst and an entrepreneur. We have a music teacher, Julius Richardson.
Okay.
Who happens to be
Yeah, I
a
know
good
Julius
friend.
very well. Yeah.
We have Anita Solomon, who's the only lady with us, who's a banker.
Okay.
And we have Pius Hafer, who is an architect. And then we have Enoch, who is a security guard.
Wow.
So these are everyday people who
Okay.
have decided to do or take on mental health and say, you know what, we are just everyday people. Yeah?
Yeah.
But when you dream big and you have these big goals, it keeps you excited. So it helps you to keep calm and keeps you, yes. But then when you are idle, that's when now you have all sorts of things coming at you and all of that. But with this, you're training, you're thinking about what you have to do.
Yeah.
You're a little bit anxious. So it just keeps you in the right place.
Fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic. Final words from you.
Yeah.
From me?
Yes, from you.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we want everybody to live their best lives. I mean, we only have one life to live, so we have to live it smart. And you want to make sure that you are taking care of your physical health, your mental health, your spirituality, and your emotions. So if you take a car that has 4 wheels, all of these things that I mentioned, your physical health represents one wheel, one tire.
Yeah.
You know, emotion, spirituality, and your mental health. So if one tire is down,
Goes
is
off,
depleted,
the car is
you
going
can't
to
really
the
go.
beach.
And some people have all 4 that have gone, and they
gone.
don't understand why they're not getting anywhere in life. So live smart, make the right decisions, and that's about it.
I love it. Final words from you, Dr. Nyama.
Great. So I'm really excited about today's discussion, especially considering today is World Mental Awareness Day, and the theme is mental health is a fundamental human right for
Fantastic.
each and every person. So there's no belaboring the point. It is a fundamental human right, and every intervention, from calling all stakeholders, right, from government to agencies that are interested, international organizations, everybody, churches, let's get on board. Let's help improve the situation because it's for each and every one of us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've been speaking with Dr. Nyama, Dr. Nana Dansoa Nyama, who's a specialist psychiatrist with the Panta Hospital, and also part of the comms team for Mental Health Authority, as well as Michael Amankoa, the mental catalyst, and part of Zen Riders. And let's take a look at this from Zen Riders, and we'll be right back.
Kilimanjaro successfully. I've done Afaja tour 16 times in 18 months. So after conquering it, I realized that it taught me a lot of things. It taught me about perseverance. It taught me about patience. It taught me about strategy. It taught me a whole lot of things, you know. So I ended up conquering myself, but not the mountain. So this time I said to myself, okay, if I have done it alone successfully, how do I bring other people on board to succeed with them? Because if I'm able to set up a big goal and we can succeed together, then it means that, look, we can truly transform our world, starting by transforming ourselves, and then transforming Ghana, and then transforming Africa, then the world at large. So I came up with another audacious goal, which is to cycle from Accra to Tamale and back in 10 days. Honestly, I don't even know where Tamale is. I know it's far away in the north somewhere, but not knowing is not what has scared me, because when Kennedy and the NASA people wanted to go to the moon, they don't even know where. They just know it's far away somewhere, you know, in the sky, in the heavens, or whatever it is. But they had a dream, and then they were ready. They put in the time and they did it. So I said, you know what, I was going to ride to Tamale and back. Initially, it started off by just me. Then my good friend Julius joined, and then Anita joined, and then Weezy and Isaac, and then Enoch. Enoch is a security guard. I'm an entrepreneur. Julius is a music teacher, and Pius, who is an architect. Then you have Weezy and Isaac, Shasha, who are the coaches. So now we've been training for 4 months, and we're now fit. We are in the 4th month. On November 1st to November 11th, we are going to go to Tamale and back.
Yeah, so we have 26 more days to go, and we've started our morning exercise. It's crunch time. It's crunch time. I think fatigue sets in. We've been doing this for 4 months. We've entered it's almost 5 months, and fatigue sets in. So we also have to manage the fatigue, because you don't want to get tired before the challenge even starts.
And the reason why we are doing this is to let people know that, you know what, you can dream big. You can come up with a plan, and you can come, and then you have to prepare and then do it. And if you do that, you're truly going to be successful.